Hello heisters, and welcome back to this brand new guide on how to complete the First World Bank Heist in Payday 3. This video will be broken down into 6 parts, which will be Part 1, Preparation. This part will be divided into 2 sub-parts, and they are the QR code locations and the red keycard locations. Part 2 is the actual heist, starting with the inside man room locations. Part 3 will be the security room locations. Part 4 is the electrical switch locations to disable the metal detectors. Part 5 is the manager room locations to generate the vault key codes. And lastly, Part 6, which is the last part of this heist, where you need to sneak around to the vault. This will actually be divided into 3 subparts, which are the blue keycard locations and the computers to hack, then it'll be how to loot the vault, and lastly, the escape. Please feel free to skip to any part you need using the timestamps below. And without further ado, let's get started. I'll be going over each part of the video in this order, starting from the left side, then the middle, and then the right side of the map. Beginning with part 1, which is QR codes, the left side of the map has 7 potential QR code spots. The first one is on the vault desk right here, and the second one is right next to it here. Now for the next 3 QR code locations, you need to go inside this big room, which you can access by going through the grate here. You can find the first phone right here on this table. It could be either on the right or the left. And for the second and last, it will require you to go all the way through the grating. Just open up this door and you'll find the first one to your left. And the second one will be near the end of the room, right here. Now in the middle of the map there are only 2 QR code locations, which are relatively close to each other. Both of them can be found on the left side of this desk, as you can see here. Finally, for the right side of the map, there are 7 potential QR code spots. The first 3 are on one of these tables right here. So this is the first table, then the second, and the third. Now for the fourth QR code, you can find it on the vault desk right here. And the last 4 are upstairs. So head upstairs and you'll find one on this desk right here. And then the next 2 should be inside this meeting room right here, either on the table or, as you can see in my run, under this chair. And for the last one, you can find it near the end of the hallway, right here in this room. Now for the red keycard locations, each run you encounter in this heist will always have 2 spots for the keycards. One is always on one of the guards on the map, and the second is on one of the tables scattered around the map. Now starting from the left side of the map, you'll be able to find it on either this guard downstairs or the one upstairs. Now the rest are in this big room here. There are 3 potential spots that you can find the red keycard in. Now for the first location, I actually had to use a QR code to access the room, but you can also choose to utilize the grates. You'll find the second location for the red keycard. And for the third one, I actually used the QR code again. Just head through this room, and you'll find the red card right there. Moving on to the middle part of the map, it could be on one of 3 guards. This one that roams the main room, this guard who's always walking back and forth behind this desk, and the third one who's upstairs right here. This one is a little bit finicky to get, since there's no cover for you to leverage here, so just be sneaky and just grab it from him when you can. And for the only location which isn't on a guard, you can find it here on this table, right behind the desk. And last but not least, you have the right side of the map, where you can find it on this guard right here. He usually likes to roam around this room here, so just look out for him having a card. For the second potential spot, it is actually on the guard upstairs. Head up the stairs, and you'll find him roaming on this part of the map. You can just grab the card while he's close to the desk, like I did here. And now for the locations that are on the tables. The first possible location is right here on this desk, and the last 2 spots are in the meeting room here. The first one can be found on this table here, and the second one can be found in the back of the room right here. Moving on to part 2 of the heist, since we're finally prepared to take on this heist, we can start by going for the first objective, which is to contact the inside man. He can spawn on one of 4 locations. The first 2 are located at the left side of the map, and you can find it by sneaking through these grates here. Just open up this door and you'll find him right in front of you. And now for the second spot, you'll find it upstairs right here. This will actually require you to have a QR code, so just grab an extra one for this step. And now for the right side of the map. You'll find that both locations are upstairs. The first one is in this room, which is easily accessible through this grate here. And the second one can be found if you walk along this hallway here. Now once you let him talk, he'll ask you to take a USB stick from his desk. This takes us to part 3 of the video, which is the security room locations. Now the first location is on the left side of this map. Lucky for me, it's right next to the inside man's room here. And this is actually why we need the QR codes, which is to open up the security room doors. Just go ahead and unlock the door using the QR code and insert the USB as you can see here. Now the last 2 locations are on the right side of the map. The first potential location is downstairs right here. You can just follow the same steps as I showed earlier, which is to unlock the door and stick the USB in. And for the last location, you'll find it upstairs at the end of the hallway here. And if you look at the red circle here, that's where you need to put the USB stick. And now, for part 4 of the video, I'll be talking about the next step of the heist, which is to disable the metal detectors. Let's start with the left side. You'll need to flip 4 different switches, but for each side there are 7 potential locations. As you can see here, here's the first 2. Both of them are conveniently next to the vault. Now the next 3 are in this big room here. I grabbed the QR code from here, and I entered the room. Anyway, here's the first one. And here's the second. And finally the third. And the last 2 are upstairs. Here's the first. And here's the second. Once you're done, just head back to your screen and disable the metal detectors. But if your vault spawned on the right side of the map, it's a similar principle where it's 7 potential locations. And here's the first one. The second one is near the vault here. And the third one is beside this vending machine. And the fourth is under the staircase. Now the last 3 are all upstairs. You should be able to find the first one right in front of you. And the second one is right here in the beginning of the hallway. Now the third one, which is the most annoying, you'll have to head up the hallway, take a left, and you'll find it in front of you. Again, once you're done, just disable the metal detectors from the screen, and you can move on to the next step of the heist. Now for part 5 of the heist, you'll need to generate vault codes. There are 3 locations for the manager room. For this part, you'll need a red key card, but if you've been following this guide step by step, that shouldn't be a problem for you. Now the first location, as you can see, is right in front of you at the left side of the map. The second spot is upstairs here. Now for this spot, it'll require you to have a QR code again. So just open up the door and head through. And you'll find the manager's room right in front of you. Go ahead and tap your card to the reader and then hack the computer. Now for the last location, you'll find it on the right side of the map. Head upstairs again. And walk through this hallway. And you'll find the manager's room here to your right. Now once you hack the computer, you can either memorize this code or write it in the game chat. It's really up to you. Your next step will be to head back to the inside man and just grab the stickers from him and follow him into the vault. Just input the code that you found in the manager's room. This brings us nicely to the last part of the video, which is part 6, meaning we can finally start looting the vault. For this part you'll have to be careful, because you need to avoid these lasers, and each run has a different pattern for these lasers. Now I would recommend for you to go from the right side here, since it's easier for you to later access the next part of the heist. Just sneak past these guards, loop any cameras if necessary, and I also like to put my laser sensors here to track this guard that roams here. Now you can head into this room here. Once inside, you can find a blue keycard on this table like I did here, or in the 2 other potential spots, which are here on this table and on this one. Once you grab the blue keycard, just hack the computer. There are 2 potential spots for this computer, which are like in my run in this room, or on this desk where you first entered the vault room. Anyways, once you've hacked the computer, you'll have to head to the vault and tap your blue keycard on the reader. This is a game of patience and a race for time, so be cautious but swift. Now once you unlock the vault, there's going to be 7 money cards that you need to place stickers on. Here's the first, second, third, fourth, fifth, and the last 2 are here. Then you can go ahead and loot the vault. And do not forget, there's 2 doors on each side, and that little room holds 5 bags inside. Anyway, you can secure your loot by throwing the bags inside the money carts. Once you're done, you should see that all your money carts are fully closed. That means you secured all the possible loot. And now, for the finale. Escape by going up the stairs right here, and be careful, since all the guards like to watch these stairs for some reason. You can take your time here. Just head to the left onto this elevator shaft. Just wait a little bit and the door should open. Head down the stairs into the garage and escape. Anyway, that's it for this video. If you found it informative, make sure you drop a like and subscribe for more guides like this. If there are any locations that I missed, feel free to comment down below where they are, and thank you all for watching.